Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 commentary as, well, what follows on from, well, the previous cutscene, that was rather lengthy in the last part, but whatever, we're basically having Rapunzel the Neat's big day out, really. Yeah, she's never been outside before, in case the previous cutscenes didn't already alert you to that fact. And, you know, your eyes and ears don't work anymore, in which case, how are you even listening to me talk now? But yeah, in the meantime, though, it's, well, again, what we're meant to be reenacting in terms of movie continuity, I believe, is basically the section of the film where, you know, Flynn pretty much shows Rapunzel the absolute beauty and wonders of the outside world that Rapunzel, the nerd, has never been able to see. Don't even know why I'm really calling her a nerd. I mean, she's a bit gawky and socially awkward, but then again, I suppose being locked up inside a tower for a vast swath of her life will probably do that to you. Then again, she's probably not getting a good dose of reality considering that there's an anthropomorphic duck and dog following about with this anime kid, and he also showed her smartphone technology that shouldn't exist for hundreds of years up to that point. Now, I mean, I'm sure in terms of, like, Disney timeline, it probably does technically exist in the Disneyverse, but probably not for, you know, hundreds of years at this stage. But yeah, basically go through that little patch of vines hanging down, and then you pretty much have the secret passageway all the way back to Motherfucker's Tower, and yeah, that's pretty much how you get to and fro from wherever else. In the meantime, though, yeah, or at least from what I can gather anyway, and part of why I only really know this is partially because of the Hellfire Comms playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3, which I've been rewatching rather recently, and yeah, they know a little bit, well, and Tom 64 anyway, I don't know about Hell Dragon, but yeah, they know a little bit more about Tangled than I do, so, whoopsie-doodle. But in any case, so, yeah, it's basically reenacting the segment where, I guess it's meant to be where Flynn pretty much takes Rapunzel out on a pseudo-date-ish thing, and she gets to see the world, and romantic things are about, except this time it's Sora doing it instead of, Flynn. So, yeah. That's pretty much all she wrote in this case, as we take a photograph of our hidden Mikhail. So, yeah, we're pretty low stakes with this part, but that's not to say that we're going to be having a complete dearth of, you know, story content, because, again, unlike Kingdom Hearts 2 for a lot of our Disney worlds, it doesn't just, you know, reenact the plot in Part 1 and then come back for Part 2 with the organization shenanigans all abound. Yeah, this one actually does, and one thing I can give credit to Kingdom Hearts 3 for is that it actually does have a nice balance between, you know, some of that more traditional whimsical Disney magicalness and, well, you know, the Kingdom Heartsian anime-esque sort of plot shenanigans that go about, so, and I think the previous cutscene, though I didn't have a chance to comment on that, was kind of a key with that, you know, with the whole back and forth, you know, cross-cutting between Rapunzel going, oh my god, this is so much fun, oh god, my mother Gothel is going to kill me. You know, that sort of thing. I mean, granted, there were a few awkward bits here and there, like the fact that they basically stuck, you know, Donald and Goofy and Sora into the background of scenes from the movie, but, you know, it is saying something that, you know, by working closely with a lot of the film's producers, and indeed, the eternal power of the PlayStation 4, that we have actually gotten, you know, close enough to matching the, well, it's weird to say the reality of the film, when it's just, you know, CGI or whatever, but you know, we've gotten close enough to matching the, you know, the CGI quality of the original films themselves, that, yeah, I'm actually gonna have to be quite careful in some of these upcoming parts, because, you know, Square Enix, being a company that it is, does have some sexy, powerful CGI capabilities at their disposal, and indeed, they did have a lot of attention to detail in terms of animating, you know, a lot of these CG Disney films to be about as close as they possibly could, so, yeah, while I'm letting these cutscenes play, it's entirely possible that these videos might be flagged for copyright, thinking that I'm actually just playing clips of the movie, when in fact I'm, you know, playing Kingdom Hearts 3, so yeah, there's only really two examples that really hit me right off the bat of the head. It's mainly, I think it's the lantern scene that we'll be seeing a little bit later, is one of the more famous scenes from Tangled, and the other of which is a scene that needs no introduction in Frozen Land, and if you have to guess what that is, well, somebody was in a coma throughout 2012-2013 when Frozen was at its all-time peak of, you know, things of extended radio airplay, extended bullshittiness, and, all that good stuff.
Let's see.
Yes, hello, nice nods.
But yeah, to strike down Flynn's wanted posters and you get money. Yeah, you don't lower the wanted level, unlike Assassin's Creed 2, but... Aquist.
Look! What is that? It's so fluffy! Huh.
Heartless! Rapunzel, take cover!
All right, I hate to say it, but I'm letting you out of this deal.
What?
It's way too scary out here. Let's just turn around and take you home.
No! I am seeing those lanterns.
Oh, come on!
Rapunzel?
It's okay. I'm not afraid to face them.
Oh my goodness, that makes for a refreshing change. Instead of doing the typical, oh no, Disney character, run away. Instead, Rapunzel is fighting for us. Oh, happy, happy, joy, joy. Finally, positive interactions between Disney characters and having them fight alongside us. Really does make you think. But yeah, we actually do have Rapunzel and Flynn in our party in this case, and Flynn's pretty much just given a frying pan to batter his enemies with, and yeah, Rapunzel does get a few unique tools. She's pretty much swinging around to and fro and, you know, utilizing her hair, which you might be thinking that might be a very piss-poor weapon, but, well, I mean, again, and I'm kind of going to be pointing towards a puzzle in Silent Hill 2, if I remember correctly, with, you know, using the strands of hair to lift out a key. But yeah, combined together, and again, you know, utilizing, you know, the scientific power of friction, you know, combined with multiple tethers, yeah, hair can actually be, fairly strong. I mean, again, if you're wondering why it's such a pain in the ass to unclog your drains, or anything like that, when there's, you know, all sorts of fuzzy hair down there in your shower drain, well, yeah, that's pretty much the answer. It's kind of disgusting, but, yeah. Hair tethers are quite powerful when united. Individually, they are weak, but together, they are strong. Pura demonstratum. You can even launch your friends as projectiles, so it does give new meaning to Sora's term, my friends are my power, in every literal sense of the word. Just grab them with your hair, swing them around and round, and destroy them into the ground as we fire a laser beam that... God, I wonder what Rapunzel must be fucking thinking right now. She has no grasp on reality of what's outside her tower, but she must be fucking going crazy seeing... Like, oh, look at these strange creatures shooting laser beams, and then there's this guy who can just summon a fucking laser gun turret apropos of nothing. Oh, look, and now he's also summoned a giant balloon anal cunt thing just to destroy some enemies. Oh, man. Poor Rapunzel, she's gonna have a very, very big dissociation of reality every time she goes outside. But then again, that's the price you pay for being a NEET. It's the only neat thing to do.
Rapunzel? Rapunzel!
Missing someone?
Who's there?
She's such a precious gift. Allow me to assist you in getting her back.
Mother Gothel hath been infected with the darkness. And in turn, this also means that, yeah, Marluxia is back. Which, again, did strike me as quite odd considering where Marluxia ended up in Chain of Memories, because, and again, I guess to maybe fill people in who didn't watch the Chain of Memories commentary, like you should have. After all, I mean, it was the first Kingdom Hearts commentary I did, but, yes. Anyway, who Marluxia is, he was basically, one of the members of Organization 13, back when it first started. And ostensibly, well, yeah, he and Loxine, they pretty much planned a coup to pretty much overthrow the organization. And a lot of this was, again, you learn a little bit more about this in Union Cross, but basically Marluxia and Loxine were looking for Marluxia's sister Strelitzia, who ended up disappearing from the Union Cross times and had a lot of ties towards the ancient Keyblade legacy from that time period, and as well was also a friend of Ventus before he ended up, you know, traveling into the far future and ended up becoming a pawn of Xehanort Boy. But yeah, since of course Old Man Xehanort was pretty much responsible for Organization 13 to begin with, yeah, you do begin to learn that he also had a bit of an interest in, well, you know, the Keyblade eras before, you know, he was naught but a twinkle in his mother's eye. And I do mean that though, actually, because towards the end of Union Cross, you actually do begin to see the timelines coalesce where, well, yeah, you see the birth of Xehanort. But anyway, that's just talking points for a later date. In the meantime, though, for what purpose Marluxia serves, or at least in terms of this one specifically, yeah, he's very much just sort of here to, you know, fulfill the organization's plans. And while he isn't exactly, you know, up for another coup, what he is after is, well, yeah, he's just sort of playing the waiting game, really. He's, yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought that might work.
In any case, so, back to Rapunzel and Sora's date, sort of taking the place of Flynn, really. Yeah, one of the many things that you're going to be doing is basically utilizing your magical abilities and, just going towards specific places where, you know, Rapunzel can see the whimsy and reality of real life through the filter of magic and... whatever. All I'm saying is that it's a good thing that she lives in the magical world of Disney, because, I mean, otherwise, well, yeah. Things would be going a bit crazy, but... Yeah, there you go, and then she goes, "Oh, wowzers! Dandelions in the sky! Liquid flowing from a slashed wrist!" Anyway, as we're going throughout more whimsy, I think this calls for some more trivia. At least specifically relating towards, you know, Tangled as we know it now. And I also have some trivia that I wrote down when I was drunk, so let me read it word for word. After the led in Oit, it called Tangled because Trist audiences liked that title better. Basically saying that, yeah, in early development this film was going to be called Rapunzel, but yeah, Rapunzel unbraided, untangled or something, but then eventually test audiences liked Tangled, so thus that became the title. In any case, though, yeah, just sort of going on to more trivia, really. And this one was specifically relating to Rapunzel's, well, biggest feature, her hair. Now, you might be noticing, both for the sake of convenience and for the sake of, you know, a certain rendering power, that, yeah, instead of letting Rapunzel's hair flow freely like it is during the cutscenes, instead she has it pretty much packed up in a bundle here because, yeah, during the film's development it was actually going to be a 2D animated feature in the style of Disney's earlier films, but because of the fact that it was difficult to render Rapunzel's hair in 2D, yeah, they basically, well, again, there was kind of a bit of a back and forth fuckery, really, that I'll probably explain a little bit later when I got the time, but yeah, basically, they thought that it would be easier to render Rapunzel's hair in 2D and hence, you know, kind of go the route of making it a traditional 2D Disney flick. But yeah, the higher-ups at Disney insisted on it being 3D, but yeah, part of the reason why that was kind of persona non grata for at least a creator perspective and, you know, technological limitations is because, yeah, rendering flowing hair and clothing texture physics is kind of a pain in the ass when it comes to, you know, getting it to render naturally in terms of 3D, so... Yeah, that's part of the reason why in-game here you see Rapunzel sort of picking it up and carrying it for the most part, but...
Maybe they want to show us something.
Yeah. I mean, again, you did still sort of see bits and pieces like that, even during the early PS3 era when, you know... You saw, like, clothing textures, like, you know, whenever somebody wore a tunic, like, during certain cutscenes, like, the clothes would just sort of, like, pop up and flop down, and, you know, like with the tunic, the front... There's no other elegant way to put it, like, the front dick area would basically just sort of, like, flap up and then flap down, as if the model was just being rendered in a specific spot for a cutscene, and then the clothing textures reacted what it supposed was meant to be naturally.
It's so refreshing! You have... See? It feels nice!
See, he huddle ha. Fun playing in the water, though. This, I mean, again, considering the movie's context, it should technically be Flynn doing this, but... Oh, man. Sora be straight up pimping. And while Rapunzel is no substitute for Princess Boobs or Riku, I don't know, it does make for a fun little scene as we get to use our magical powers to make Rapunzel's day.
My turn.
There we go.
Oh, Sora!
Okay, you're in for it. Oh,
A rainbow!
Wowzers! Oh, the beautiful colors of the rainbow! But yeah, we also found some eels inside that little fucking lake area. It's interesting, but... Yes, in any case, all whimsical, fun-filled. I mean, again, I am being a little bit churlish here in terms of just going wee whimsy and all that, but... At the same time, though, I mean, it's stuff like this that does sort of endear me towards, like, a lot of the cast of Tangled, really. I mean, I suppose primarily Flynn and, you know, Rapunzel herself specifically, but... Again, I mean, you'd be kind of surprised about how much like this, in terms of, you know, interacting in a Kingdom Heartsian experience, really does make for a much better world, and I am gonna use this world as a specific example of how charming the characters are that endears me to the world, despite not having seen the movie. Because compared to a later world, it makes the contrast, well... Yeah, it puts it in this world's favour compared to a certain other one. And I think you will all know what that is. Oh yeah, that's another one of Flynn's attacks. He rides around in a barrel going, spin your partner around and round, roll him down into the ground. Go, Sora. Open fire! There we go! Whee! There we go. All the fun-filled adventures of killing the Heartless, and having a fun-filled day, splashing in the water. And there we go, that's our second transformation with, yeah. Yeah, again, you can pretty much just use it as a giant battering ram, or you can use it for its intended purpose by, you know, locking on and basically just blasting people to hell with it. And, of course, the finisher. Blast them all! Oh yeah, that was the Disney equivalent of a nuclear blast right there. Fire! Ragnarok! I bet you wouldn't have seen that, Rapunzel. In any case, though, with all the lighthearted shenanigans going on here and, you know, Marluxia's plot yet to be unfurled, yeah, here's another bit of trivia for you, particularly to do with, you know, Flynn Rider's voice actor Zachary Levi. I don't think this was specifically why he took the role in, again, I suppose, obviously, you know, money, wanting to act in a Disney film, but, yeah, part of the reason why he took the role as Flynn Rider was because he eventually wanted to, well, he hoped that it would eventually someday make it into a Kingdom Hearts game, and, lo and behold, yes indeedy, Zachary Levi reprising his role as, Flynn Rider, slash, insert other name here, in Kingdom Hearts, as it was meant to be. So yeah, he pretty much got to have his dreams fulfilled. I mean, again, I wonder how many other actors would have really done that, but... I mean, I don't know, at the same time, I mean, if I got the chance to be in a Disney movie on the off chance that I got to be in Kingdom Hearts, I'd probably take it. Kerblamo! Anyway, we have some new Heartless enemies apart from those little flower puffles. You also have little courteous ladies who just shoot laser beams out of their umbrellas.
It's like the world goes on forever.
It sure does. With what magical beings and shadowy creatures of darkness, this world is truly wonderful and magical. And something that only really seems to get a passing mention because, well, this is Disney and magic exists all around, so, yeah, probably for the best that, you know, this doesn't take place in a real-world setting, otherwise you will be F-U-C-K-I-N-G'd for life. That didn't make any sense. But yeah, all the same though, some of the new Heartless we do actually get to fight. I mean, not the Power Wilds that are pretty much borrowed from the Tarzan world, except now in Delicious HD. Yeah, some of the new Heartless we get to fight are pretty cool, and we do get a nice variety of new enemies all about here from Heartless, the Nobodies, and perhaps a little something more. But I stay my tongue on that, and my Christopher Lee voice. So now enjoy the cutscene, my friends.
Okay, that's suspicious.
Oh, Rapunzel,
Don't worry. I know to be careful around flowers now.
Whatever it is, it's not normal. I'll take a look.
What's that?
No. Huh. We're all clear. These guys, they're nobodies.
Mother said the outside world would be full of ruffians and thugs.
Those are ruffians. Those are, I don't know.
Rapunzel, Flynn, stay back.
No, I want to help you fight.
I know, but I'm afraid you can't hurt these guys with a frying pan. Trust me on this. Flynn, could you explain?
No problem. Knowing when to flee is one of my specialties. Come on, Rapunzel. Gotta go.
But
Look, I want to stay and slug it out too, but my sidekicks have it covered.
all right. Please be careful, Sora.
And speaking of the nobodies, this time we actually do get to see some new variants of the nobodies, which are Marluxia's nobodies. Again, if you remember back to Kingdom Hearts 2, you had themed nobodies specifically after members of the organization who, you know, were able to control their own, well, partition of the nobodies. In this case, you know, since we kind of already defeated them in Chain of Memories, yeah, the only nobodies we didn't get to see were Zexian's, Evans, Zexian, Vexen, who else did we get to see? We didn't get to see Marluxia and Larxine's nobodies, but we'll be getting to see them here, so yeah, that's quite cool. And yeah, the Reaper nobodies that you're seeing here are actually quite, I mean, I wouldn't say they're challenging necessarily, but they do have a few attack patterns that can keep you on guard and can be very evasive. So yeah, keep it freaky, stay sleazy, and you know, just be sure to give them a smackdown once you got their pattern down. Yeah, but either way, I do quite like these nobodies design-wise, and on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and next time on Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora's gonna be getting a reunion from his past. Catch you later.